Hello everyone. Now we are going to see NumPy arrays in Python. They are called so because they support numerical operations in Python. They contain so many library functions which support all these operations. And we can create NumPy arrays in any of these three ways. First, we can use the function called array, and the second option is to use functions like arange, linspace or such functions. And the third way is you can read data directly from other text files or something else. And the first thing that we have to do is import NumPy. NumPy is the module which contains all the library functions which support the numerical operations. And afterwards, after importing this module, the functions which are included in this module can be called. So NumPy.array of within the bracket 1, 2, 3. Here a list of items are given and that are passed as argument to this array function. And now this NumPy array is being created and that gets stored in the variable A. And if you display this, you will get the elements displayed 1, 2, 3. So now this is not the normal list, it is actually a NumPy array. There is a difference between NumPy array and normal list. And if you now type this A, you will get this as class numpy.nd array. It is not class list, it is numpy.nd array stands for n dimensional array. So we have created this, and after creating this, if you want to display the shape of the created array, you can give that array name dot shape. So here we have 3 comma. So since it is one dimensional array, we have 3 elements. So 3 comma, and we don't have any rows and columns format. So after this comma, nothing is displayed. And if you want to display the elements separately, we can perform indexing like in your normal list A of 0, 1, 2. So that will extract the elements in the same way. But here it is the n dimensional array data type. And if you want to modify some element, that can also be done. It's a mutable data type and you can insert elements, update elements or delete elements. A of 0 equal to 5. Initially A of 0 contains 1. Now that is being replaced with 5. So it is a mutable type and we can perform. And in the next example, we are going to create a 2-dimensional array. The same syntax, 2-dimensional array can be created in multiple ways, but this is using the array function. NumPy.array of the outer bracket represents the entire list, and within that we have the 3 square brackets which contains 3 elements each, which means that this 1, 2, 3 represents the first row, comma, this 4, 5, 6 represents the second row, and 6, 7, 8 represents the third row. Likewise, 3 by 3 matrix is being created. That means the 2-dimensional array is being created, and if you display the shape, you will get the output like this. So 3 comma 3, 3 rows and 3 columns. And next is B of 0 comma 0, 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 0. That means 0, 0 means in 0th row, 0th column, the element which is stored will be displayed, that is 1. And next we have B of 0, 1. 0, 1 means it is 2. That means in 0th column, the first element. So it is 2. And then B of 1 comma 0. So in the first row, 0th element. So you will have 4. Suppose if I want to display 2 comma 2. Now it will display the element as 8 here. So likewise, we can specify the index value and print of B. Now this will display the entire 2-dimensional array. So like this. And this is an example of creating another NumPy array. So array equal to NumPy.array. So we have just implemented, and after this, if we display the type of the array, again for this also you will get NumPy.nd array. Whether it is a 1-dimensional array or 2-dimensional array, the data type will be NumPy.nd array. And if you want to display the dimensions, that means axis, since it is multi-dimensional arrays, you can specify the number of dimensions. Here we have only 2 dimensions, x and y. So number of dimensions, array name dot ndim. This will give you the number of dimensions. And if you want to display the shape of array, again array name dot shape. As usual, you will get 2 rows and 3 columns. So in this example, we have created 2 rows and 3 columns. If it is an one-dimensional array, you will get 2 comma. So after comma, you will not have any value. And if we want to display the array size represents the total number of elements in the array, ARR dot size. So size of the array you will get 6. Since you have 2 by 3, so 2 rows and 3 columns, we will have 6 elements. And if we want to display the data type of the element also, that can be done. ARR dot D type. That means array name dot D type is the function which displays the data type. The function numpy we can just use NP. Shortly we can call it as NP. And NP dot array of, here we have created 2-dimensional array, but the elements are in the integer format. But still we want to create the array in a float format, means you have to give, it means list of elements comma D type equal to, within the quotation we have to give float. By default, if we don't give anything, it will be a integer. But if we want to specify anything, we can give D type equal to float. And now we can run this. Even though we have created the elements as 1 to 4, since we have stored it as a float, the array will contain 1 point, 2 point, 4 point. It means 1.0, 2.0, 4.0. The integer values are converted into float and then they are stored. And similarly, we can create an array from tuples also. So this is a tuple. 1, 3, 2 is a tuple, and that tuple is passed as an argument to this array function, and now that displays, and the data type actually will be array. So yeah, an NP array with the size 2, 2, that means 2 rows and 2 columns. Usually random function will generate the values in the range 0 to 1. So this matrix now will contain randomly generated values in the size 2 rows and 2 columns. Now we can display the elements like this. So there are different ways to create random function, and this is one simple way. And we can create a numpy using this arange function. This is the second way. NP dot arange of 0, 30, 5. This means that from 0 to 30, the elements have to be generated. This arange function can be used only when you are going to generate some values within the given range. So from 0 to 30, elements have to be generated by skipping 5 elements. That means the step size is 5. So you will have the output like this. The first element will be 0, next 5. The step size is 5, next 10. So 5 elements will be skipped, and then suppose if I want to create elements like this 0, 30 and 10, and instead of this 30 I am giving it as 100. So from 0 to 100, by the step size of 10, elements will be generated like this. And this example creates a 3 by 4 array with all zeros. If we want to create a 2-dimensional matrix or even 1-dimensional matrix for the required number of rows and columns, this numpy contains zeros as an inbuilt function. NP dot zeros of, within the bracket you have to give number of rows and columns. Here we have specified as 3 rows and 4 columns. So for 3 rows and 4 columns, the zeros are generated and that is stored in the variable C. And now we can display the C. Suppose if I want to create some other size 4 by 4. So a 4 by 4 matrix will be created with all zeros filled. Similar to zeros, we can create a matrix with all ones also. So and the function which supports this is NP dot ones. So you will get 3 rows and 4 columns of 1. In addition to the normal basic data types like integer and float, we have the data type complex also, and we can create the objects of the complex type. Here NP dot full of 3, 3, 6 plus 5j d type equal to complex. So this means that we are going to fully complete this matrix with complex elements, and the element is 6 plus 5j. 6 plus 5j will be stored in all the positions. The matrix size is 3 by 3. That means 3 rows and 3 columns, and the element to be stored is 6 plus 5j. So we can have the output like this. And the data type will be complex. And if we want to create random elements, we can use this random function. In the NP module, we have again a random class, and inside this we have a random function. And another option is to create the array using line space, LIN space. And here we can see that np.line space of 0, 5, 10. So here it is going to generate 10 elements, and the range of values will be from 0 to 5. That means from 0 to 5 we have to generate 10 elements, and that will be generated at random. See, 0, 0.55, 1.11, all the elements are randomly generated, but we have 10 elements within this given range. And when we create an array, we can reshape that also later. In this case, we have created an array of 3 rows and 4 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is your first row, and this is second row and third row with 4 columns each. Now I am going to reshape this array into size 2, 2, 3. So let us see how this can be done. And see the difference between the original array and the reshaped array. Reshaped array size is 2, 2, 3. That means we are going to separate the entire array into 2. So this is the first part, this is the second part, and in each part you have 2 rows. So this is the first row, second row. Similarly, in the second part also, first row, second row, and we have 3 columns in each row. So 1, 2, 3. So again 4, 5, 2. So all these elements 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Next 4, 5, 2. So 4, 5, 2. Next all the elements are taken sequentially 4 to 1. So 4 to 1, and finally the last set of elements 2, 0, 1. This is how the elements are reshaped. And after creating an array, if we want to flatten, that can also be done. See, in this case we have already created a 2-dimensional array. So after creating this, we can flatten, arr.flatten. This will convert the 2-dimensional array into 1-dimensional array. The original array is stored in arr. So the original array that is created is 2-dimensional array with 2 rows and 3 columns. Later, after flattening, the elements will be looking like this. That means 1-dimensional array. All the elements will be stored sequentially in only one axis. Next, array equal to np.array. First we have created an array, and if we want to create another array by specifying the conditions, that means we are going to specify some conditions and extract elements from the already existing array. Array greater than 0 means all the elements which contain the values greater than 0 will be first extracted and stored in this condition variable. Actually, this condition is a Boolean array which contains either true or false. So if in this place it contains 1, it is greater than 0. So here it is true. And again for 2 also it is greater than 0, it is true. So true, true, and this -3 is actually less than 0. So and this case condition is false. So false. Here true. And here it is false. So in only these 2 positions it will be false. Rest of the places you will have the value as true. So that elements itself will be taken separately, and array of condition. So the index position. So arr of this condition array will be taken, and now it will generate only the elements which are greater than 0. Now this -3 will be skipped. So we have 1, 2, 4. So 1, 2, 4. Only the elements which are stored in the corresponding index position which has elements greater than 0. That means true in this conditional array will be extracted and temp array will be created. And in the second row all the elements will be 5, 2, 4, 2 will be displayed, and in the last row 1, 2 will be displayed and 0. In this position actually it is false. So that is skipped and the last element will be displayed. And next case, if you want to specify the data type of the element while creating itself, Similarly, we can subtract the two arrays A minus B. In this case, if we run, so minus 4, 0, 3, the first element of A will be subtracted with 5. So 1 minus 5, you will get minus 4, 2 minus 2, 0, and 3 minus 6, it is minus 3. Similarly, A into B. So 1 into 5, 5, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 6 is 18. And we can divide two arrays also, B by A. So we will have B. So B means 5 by 1, 2 by 2 and 6 by 3. We have 5, 1, 2. And modulo can also be performed. So 5 mod 1. So here you have A mod B. 1 mod 5 is 1, 2 mod 2 is 0, 3 mod 6. So you will have the values like this. And B star star A, that means B power A. The first element of B array is the base and second element. So you will have 5 power 1. So likewise all the elements can be calculated with power. And we can create the arrays like this and perform the operations. A equal to, here in this case we have 3 rows in the first matrix and only 1 row in the second one. So but still we can perform the arithmetic calculation. See, A plus B. So what happens? So 0, 5, 2, 7. Can anybody identify what happens here? The first element of this will be taken and added with this minus 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0 and 2 plus 3 is 5. So the first row in the output will be 0 plus 5. That means the first row of the A matrix is added with the first row of this B array. Next, even though you have only one row, the second row of this will be taken and it is added with the same row. So 3 minus 1 is 2 and 4 plus 3 is 7. And for the third row of A array is added with the row of the B. Here if we have 3 rows in this B matrix, it will be added as usual. But in this case still we have insufficient number of rows. So the same single row will be added with all the rows of your A array and you have this 4 and 9. And in this case, see, so A equal to the same case and you can perform multiplication A star A. In this example, the elements of A array is multiplied with the same array. So you have 1 multiplied with 1, you have 1. So 2 into 2. For the next row, 3 into 3, 4 into 4, 5 into 5, 6 into 6. So you have again 3 by 2 matrix with the product. And B matrix is declared like this and B into B. So B into B means we will get the output like this. Again we have minus 1 comma 3. So minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. 3 into 3 is 9. Next case we are going to multiply A with B. Like in your addition, the single row in this B array will be multiplied individually with all the row elements of the A matrix and you will get the output like this. We can create the NumPy arrays by specifying the type also. So in this case we have created two arrays A and B, and if we display, so it will be like this. Even though integers are given, we have specified the data type as float. We can give D type equal to float or simply float. Both will be taken, and this A array is containing the value 1, 2, 3 and B array contains the value 5, 2, 6. Now we are going to perform our arithmetic calculations between these two arrays as usual. So by using the arithmetic operators plus, minus, multiplication and division. So now A plus B. So here instead of adding matrix addition, so instead of performing matrix addition as usual, here it will perform element by element arithmetic operation. So here the first element of A array will be added with first element of B. So 1 plus 5 you have 6, and second element of A is added with second element of B. So 2 plus 2 is 4, and similarly 3 plus 6 is 9. And A minus B.